Howdy Genshin Goons! Now that we went over the new characters Baal and Sara, I thought it'd be good to cover their banners as a whole. Since this series is new, it's going to work in this way. I'm going to give each banner a rating, A, B, or C, based on how valuable it is for a low spender or a free to play to pull on this banner, where if they were to get any one of these characters, how impactful would just that one character be for the players. A being amazing, where any of the 4 units that you get will be flexible enough to where they can fit into any team composition and do very well without too much of an investment. B being an okay banner, where there might be some units that require a dedicated team to be built around them, but there are some very good units in there. And C being banners where you might want a singular unit, but just know that you might be going in very deep for that unit. Now, I think all characters can work, but there are some characters that do require less resources than others, and I think that's important to distinguish if you are trying to get the most value out of your primo gems. Okay, so before we begin, if you find these types of videos helpful, consider subscribing to my channel and turning on the notification bell. I consistently do pros and cons per character, and I also indulge in creating more artistic videos called Epic Teyvat a Genshin Machinima. I'm just gonna play a trailer for the current episode that just released, and it will explain itself. Let's get to it.
Let us cross swords. Ah! Barely a scratch! Touché!
If you're interested, check out the playlist in the comments and description below. Alright, so Baal's banner is gonna feature Sucrose, Xiangling, and Sara Kujou. And I say it that way because I'm a filthy American, I'm sorry. Is this banner featuring all these characters worth your wishes? Let's find out. Alright, let's knock the heavy hitter out the park real quick. Everyone's hyped for Baal. I am too. In the next couple of days after this video drops, you might see a video full of suffering where I go for C6 Baal or stop when I hit C6 Kujou. Whoever comes first will be the Electro Queen of my account. So, Baal. She is an Archon. Most Archons are support so far, so Baal's probably going to be a strong support unit as well. Her gimmick seems to be boosting allies, elemental burst, and energy recharge as a whole. She has some things that scale off of energy recharge, and it can also provide energy to the team, so she wants to be an Energizer bunny. I go into more detail in my should you pull video and should you skip video for Baal, link in the description as well if you're interested in that. Otherwise, just know that Baal will be more supportive and can be a good battery if you're interested. Plus, she's an Archon, and so far both Archons have been stellar, so the track record is there for her. Whether or not she'll be able to carry a free-to-play or low-spender team without too much investment remains to be seen, but we do know that her elemental skill does buff nearby allies' elemental burst, so she is instant value right there. And of course, her sword form, Muso Ishin, gives energy back each time you land a hit to allies, so she's going to be able to help her teammates build up her burst more efficiently. Okay, let's talk about Sucrose. Sucrose is one of the best 4-star units in the game, with the elemental mastery buffs in 1.6 boosting Animo to a whole new level, the 4-piece Viridescent set being an amazing piece for any elemental damage team due to its ability to shred elemental defenses for any of the corresponding elements that produce the swirl damage. Okay, so not only that, but she gives elemental mastery to your team, and not just a little bit of it, she gives a pretty significant amount, boosting damage for your entire team. So definitely a worthwhile 4-star to be playing with, and she provides some form of CC as well. If you're interested in more Sucrose information, you can YouTube it. I don't have a Sucrose build, so yeah, that's why you're seeing puny American damage in this video, because I don't usually utilize elemental reactions for my damage, as I am a physical DPS main. And that is not something I recommend free-to-play or low spenders. I really do think that since I'm not playing with elemental reactions a lot, I'm missing out on a lot of easy ways to clear content. Alright, next up is Xiangling. Xiangling is one of the best pyro characters around. She is a monster. If you've seen some of the other more meta teams, Xiangling's always in there. Her entire kit can be utilized while she's not on the field. Gyoba is very nice and leaves an attack buff for other teammates while on the field. And of course, Pyronado only gets better with constellations, being able to shred pyro damage. And Xiangling also innately levels up, getting elemental mastery, which is a pretty big deal. And of course, everybody can get Xiangling for free, so getting more constellations of her is very nice. Her C4 and C6 are very, very delicious. Okay. Lastly, we have Sara Kujou. If you want to learn more about her pros and cons, I recommend checking out the 5 reasons to skip and 5 reasons to pull video for Sara Kujou. Link in the description below. Okay, so just a real quick summary about her. She is an attack buffer for your team, working similarly to Bennett as the attack buff she gives her teammates scaled off of her base attack. However, her attack buff is not only tied to her burst, she can also do it with her charge shot after she uses her elemental skill. I do want to note, as a co-op player, she is going to be very fun to play in co-op, so keep that in mind. Alright, now that we talked about all the characters in this banner, we know what they're capable of. Are they useful and able to slot into any team without too much compromise? I would say mostly yes. Sure, Baal and Sara work really well together as a cohesive unit, but either of them can work in a team where Electro might be required and do it pretty well. Whether they replace Beto or Fischl or not, I don't know, but they do things differently. They focus more on energy generation than doing max damage. But what about Sucrose and Xiangling? Well, they both are very strong and can carry a team by themselves if you build the team comp correctly. So yeah, this banner, straight up an A. Very good for a free-to-play low spender to roll on. So if you're trying to clear the game optimally and you don't have a favorite character that you really want, this banner is for you. Whichever character you get is going to have a significant impact on your account, and if you get none of them, I'm sorry. That really stinks, and I wish the best of luck for all of you. Alright, I'll see you in the next video.